In this video, I'm going to show you how to create this virtual reality Sun, Earth, Moon system. We can then analyze our system to respond to explaining how day and night are caused by the Earth's rotation on its axis. We'll come back to this written response later. So I'm going to share some code with you and you're going to modify the code. Now there's a lot of code here that I'm not going to explain what it does, but I'll just show you where you will modify the code. So we're going to be using this online coding platform called Glitch. So when you get to it, or you don't have to create an account, you can just sign in with your Google account, so your school Google account. So you just go in and select your type in your Google account and it should let you log in. Okay, some housekeeping. Now we have some things in our assets. So these are, I guess, the satellite images taken from around the sun, for example. We have a map also of the Earth. And then we have another one of the moon. So we're going to use those to wrap around some spheres that we're going to create. Okay, so in the code, this is where we do the code here. Okay. So I'm just going to scroll down to this message here. So anything that starts off with a angle bracket and an exclamation sign, all of that is just a comment. So it tells you, what the code is. This is the code. All right. So it's got an important message here. Don't modify any of this code above. So leave all that. Only modify what's below here. So we're going to enter code underneath these comments. And it also says do not modify any code below here as well. Okay, so you just got to make sure that you don't change any of these things, because you make one little mistake and it's going to ruin the whole code. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is what's it going to look like? How do we get to this? How do we get to this viewing? Well, you go show. You have two options. This one will open a new window. This one will open in the side here. Okay, so what we can see here is an orbit. So I've already put the code in for the orbit. So let me open up like so. All right, so I can click and move around a bit. So this is, we've got a white background at the moment and the Earth's orbit. So we've got to build all the rest of the features. So I might just leave this one here so we can actually see the changes occur as we change the code. Okay, so I am going to start with creating a black sky. So we need to find the comment here that says create black sky, and you're going to type in exactly what I type. So we want an angle bracket and we say lowercase a hyphen sky space. We have to say color and use American spelling. And we go color equals, and I want these what do you call them, those things, and I'm going to type black. Okay, then I need to come over here and I need to do that. Okay, so as soon as I type that closing angle bracket, it comes up with this other closing tag. Okay, so don't worry about what all that means, but you'll notice over here I can still see that orbit, but the background's black. So if we look here, we've got now an orbit in a black background. Okay, I think the next thing we'll do is, I'm just going to delete a row here, I'm going to go to add stars. Now, notice when I click here, the cursor's over here. I want it aligned over here. So I tab across. Okay, so make sure everything is aligned exactly as I show. Okay, so I'm going to add stars. Now, there's special code at the top which will allow this to happen. So we're going to type in, just type in what I say. So a-entity space star system. Okay, I'm going to say equals. Oh, look at that. So it's already starting to do something. Equals. I want to put those, I keep forgetting what they're called. Put those things in. And then say count, colon, so that's 2 dots, space 1000. Okay, so notice it changes. If I, say 100, it's going to have even less. If I said 10,000, we've got very starry skies. So I'm just going to take it back to 1,000. All right, and then I'm going to put a semicolon, and then I want the radius. Now, this is the radius of the sphere of stars. It says pretty much how far those stars are away, I guess. So we say radius equals 250. All right, and then semicolon, depth 0. Okay, so after that, we need to do a closing angle bracket, and notice it gives us this closing entity tag as well. So just let that happen. Okay, so the next thing, I'm clicking here, add the sun in the center, and we want to position it right in the center. So this is X, Y, Z coordinates. So 0, 0, 0 means it's pretty much right smack in the middle of that coordinate system. So I'm going to tab, tab, tab to make sure it's aligned with that, those comments here. And I need to add a sphere. So the sun is a sphere. So if I say open angle bracket, a hyphen sphere. Okay, notice there's a sphere here, but we want to give it a bit more, a few more features here. So we're going to give it an ID, and we're going to say this is the sun, because we're naming our sphere. So move across. We want the position, as I said, to be equal to X is 0, Y is 0, and Z is 0. Now, it's not going to move anywhere because that's the default position anyway. It'll become important when we position our Earth, because default will put it also in the center. So I'm not doing anything to scale here. So I'm just going to give the radius a value of 3. So that'll increase slightly. We don't want it too big. And then I think that's it for the minute. I'm going to close that off. Okay, so we have a sun. So it's not, marvelous really, but doesn't look like the sun. Okay, but we could change the color and go color equals yellow. See what happens. Oh, okay. So yeah, okay, bit ordinary, but anyway, we're going to change that anyway. So let's just get rid of it because it doesn't look real. We're going to make it look real. Okay, so this is an important step to follow because we're going to use this sun map to wrap it around this sphere. So how do we do that? Okay, we need to add some code here. So where it says asset management, we've got to enter a little bit of code here. So come here, go tab, tab, tab. We need to say we're going to put some assets here. So we type a-assets, close that. Okay, notice it does a closing tab. So I'm just going to press a space here. And then I'm going to come back up and put another one. Notice the indent, keep that indent exactly where it is. So then we're going to go angle bracket, image, and then we're going to say, give it an ID. So we're going to say ID equals, quotation marks, sun texture. Okay, nothing's happening yet because we need to give some more details. Okay, so don't worry about what's going on to the right there. We need to get the source. Okay, so we need to type source or SRC and put the, we're going to put the address. So let's put in our open close brackets here, go across here, close that. Now, don't worry, there's no closing tag here. This is correct. What we want to do is go back and get the address for this map here. So if we click that to open it, notice there's an address here. We just go copy, and then see it's copied it. Just tab away from it, come back to index.html, and here you're going to write Control V to paste it. Okay, all right, nothing's happened yet. Okay, we've only added it from the assets into our code. We now have to cross-reference it and tell it where to put that image. Okay, so we need to come back to our sphere, our sun. Okay, so come back to the sun. And okay, so in this code here, in this code here, right at the end after we've drawn our sphere, we type in and make reference to the ID sun texture. Okay, so we go SRC equals, this is important, quotation marks, type hash. You need to find the hash, which is above the 3. So then we type in the ID for that, so sun hyphen texture. Okay, and voila. Okay, now it's very faint. I'm going to have a closer look here. Notice it's rather faint here. That's because it's not giving off any light. So we're going to make it give off some light, and then you'll see the difference. Okay, now again, let's just watch this carefully. I want to break this code up. So after the quotation mark here, before the closing angle bracket, let's just enter, okay, and then enter once more here, and then go to here. So see how it's aligned here, right in this location here. We're going to type in some information. So light equals, and then we want to say what type of light. So we've got our quotation marks, and we go type colon point. Okay, semicolon. And then we want to give it an intensity. So we type intensity equal, not equals, colon 1.5. Okay, and then we also have to give it some more information. So after this quotation mark, put another return or enter, and then type material shader, semicolon, flat. Whoa, and there we have it. So that's all we need to do there. Okay, I'm just going to, yeah, okay. So there we have it. So let's come here, we can have a good look. All right, so that's just given and lit up the sun for us. Okay, that was hard work. What we're going to do now is I'm going to end this video, and the next one will show you how to add the earth. Okay, so if you get stuck with this code and you've got mistakes and you can't fix them, I will give you a new link to this much code and you just build on top of that one. Okay.